actually, I don't want art to be useful, specifically useful. I think that in the economy, to use the word economy again, you know, this economy that we're in, it's kind of a really interesting thing that something isn't useful in a very specific way. So I just feel like when it can be everything, when it has it performs a specific function, I think that that's for me where some of its interest can be eroded.
Maybe that becomes when it stops being art and it isn't inescapable.
Yeah, I think it's slippery.
I would think
Maeve,
that
do you have any?
well, I think that remaking has a kind of use value. I mean, I think remaking is kind of useful in some ways. It does actually...
Reappropriating something into something
Well,
else.
I just think that I guess it's the bigger question of what do we mean by kind of... I'm not going to go into some sort of, and I'd be out of my depth, I think I'll start talking about definition between exchange value and use value. I think these are all terms that are really quite relevant, but I think we were sort of talking more generally about, you know, whether there's some sort of... I mean, very early on, I think your impulse to want to create an instability, to create a revision, it seems to come from trying to kind of push back against this this notion of art sort of slipping into all these areas, and that there's a problem with. There's certainly a problem with art not doing things well. I think that makes a lot of sense, but I'm not totally sure that it's the same. I think there might be several questions in there, and the question of like why it might be terrifying if art is pervasive, or if we're encountering many things